Have you ever been on a sales call and the person says like, I don't know if I can afford that, or let me look at my finances. Let me plan this out. Let me see if I can make it work. I need to think about it. All these things that they come up with where the prospects, they're a perfect fit. Like, for a fact, you can absolutely help them. And then this one thing comes at the end and the deal falls through. You never hear from them again. How many times has this happened to you? How much money has this cost you? All right, so I'm going to break down in this video exactly how to overcome any financial logistical objection so you can close those deals. All right, so if you watch the next 5 minutes, this will likely make you a whole lot more money. All right, so let's dive in. So let's play this out. So you drop the price and they say, I don't know if I can afford that, or something along the lines of some financial objection. All right, and so first thing we want to do is basically isolate the objection. All right, I want to figure out, is that the only thing standing in the way of them taking action is finances? All right, so you ask them, hey, no problem. I mean, for you, like, are you 100% in, like, you want to get started? If the finances were out of the picture, if it was only $1 to join, would you have credit card at hand ready to go? All right, and so you ask a question like that, basically saying, hey, besides this one thing, are you 100% in? And you want to use binding language like that, 100%, something that's very strong, very binding, because we want to root out if there's any uncertainty, if there's any other concerns they do have. All right, because if we just say, hey, like, I mean, do you like it overall? Does it sound decent to you? Or like, how are you feeling? Like, we want something more binding because we want to get to the truth. All right, because they're either going to say like, yeah, it's really just the finances. Like, I love this. I want to do it. Just the finances. Or they're going to say like, well, I mean, yeah, I think so. If they say anything like that, you want to listen to their tonality as well, not just the words they're saying, but how they're saying it. Someone says it with uncertainty, there's probably something else coming up as well. Some of their uncertainty, some of their concern they have. And so if they do that, you want to dig into that. Like, you think so? Is there, what else is going on here? Just be completely transparent. Is there some other concern you might have? And you want to get at the truth here. All right, but let's say in this scenario, they say, hey, it's just finances. And so at this point, what you don't want to do, you don't just want to like, oh, here's a payment plan. Can you do this? So many people do this. It's not an effective way to go about it because it's a guess. It's just a guess. And in sales, like, I don't like to guess. I like to get the correct answer. I like to have all the information, all the ammo I need, so I can 100% like know this offer makes sense. Like, this person should close on this. And so here's what we do. This is from Cole Gordon, by the way, so shout out to him. It's called the open wallet technique. Basically, we want to get all information around their finances so we can just make the most informed offer, whether it is a pay in full, whether it is a financing option we can recommend to them, whether it is a payment plan. All right, so we ask them, hey, you know what? I do actually have a few ideas that might help. Cool if I ask you a few questions to see if there's anything I can do to help you out. Frame it like that, and like when I'm saying that, I'm looking up into the left, like I'm having this brainstorming frame, like I'm really just like on their side of the table, like thinking of solutions for them. That's how you want this to come across. That's how you want it. Like, how do you want to do this? And so every now and then they're gonna say, yeah, of course. And then I frame it. I'll say, okay, I'm gonna ask you a few personal questions, but we'll see what we can figure out. And then I go in, I ask them, okay, for you, I mean, what is like the cash flow coming in over the next 30 days? All right, and so I'm looking to ask them personal financial questions. All right, so the first thing you need mindset-wise, you need to act like this is completely normal, because it is. I've done this hundreds of times, if not thousands, and 99% of the time, the person just tells you. They just tell you the truth. Because it's not a weird thing. Like, because the problem from the sale moving forward is just finances. So why would it be weird to ask them about finances? You're really just helping them out, helping gain clarity around their situation so you can offer them potentially a better payment option for them. All right, so this is just the normal thing to do. All right, if you're weird about this, it's going to be weird. If you're not weird, if you're normal about it, it's going to be normal. All right, so that's the first thing, like fix your mindset. Like, I've done this hundreds of times, like 99% of the time, person's cool, they don't care, they're like, yeah, it's this. All right, so they'll say, let's say, $10K a month or whatever. Okay, gotcha. How much left over, after living expenses? So we'll get their net, they'll say, okay, well, like 2 to 3K depending on the month. Okay, 2 to 3K. Okay, and how much cash do you have on hand right now? All right, so we get cash flow, net cash flow, and then we get cash on hand. So that's like how much they have, like actually like liquid in their savings or checking account. And they might say, well, I could only like spend like 1,000 right now. And then what you want to do here, you want to make sure we get the full picture. And so I might say something like, oh, no, I'm not asking like how much you can spend right now, just like how much you do have available overall. All right, because we want to get the full picture. Because sometimes people will just say things that are not the answer to your exact question you ask. They might make up a story. Well, like, things are really tight right now. I just had this bill come up. You just re-ask the question, basically. You're like, oh, okay, I understand. And then what is like the cash on hand right now? You just re-ask because you want to get the situation laid out. And when you re-ask, like they're going to tell you like the truth. They're going to tell you what the number is. And the last thing we ask for is, okay, and then do you have access to credit? Do you have any credit cards open? Yes. Cool. How much credit do you have available? All right. We just get the whole situation lined out. And they'll have those three numbers. I'll have their net cash flow. I'll have their cash on hand. And I'll have their availability or credit availability. And so with those three things, you can offer them a payment option that makes the most sense for them. If you know for a fact they can 100% do. And so there's no guessing. There's no, oh, well, maybe if we do half of it. Like, you know their exact situations. You know for a fact. Okay, here's what we can do. All right, I'm willing to go ahead and let you in for just half today. That we can get started, get the ball rolling. And then you'll see XYZ progress in the first 7 days. By day 21, you'll be seeing this. And then at that point, we can just knock out, the other half of it a month from now. So if I'm willing to do something like that for you, are you willing to go ahead and get started on that today? Or do you frame it something like that, basically a trade, like a barter? This works really well. That's how you do it. And then if there's any resistance to that, you just want to ask them, hey, what's going on? Like obviously, like you have the finances, you can do it. Is it just fear coming up? All right. And so if there's any resistance, you can ask them if it's fear, if it's nerves, because you know for a fact now you have the ammunition to actually hold them accountable. But if you never get the information, you never get the ammunition, you can't really hold them accountable. Because if someone just says, oh, I can't afford it, or I don't know if I can afford it, you have no information. You don't know what that means. It's very abstract. Could mean anything in the world. The person could actually have $0. They could have millions, but their finances are just tight for this month in particular. Like, you don't know the situation until you ask. So it's very important you get all the information, and then you make the offer. Then you make the re-offer. Because again, like that's how you hold them accountable. Because if you see for a fact, okay, you have 10 grand right there sitting there. The offer is, $5K, for example. You have the money. I mean, are you 100% in? Like, you believe in the process? You think it actually will work for you? Yes. Okay, then what's holding you back? I know, like, based on everything you said, like, you need to do this. You need to take the leap here. All right, you can hold them accountable when you have the information. So go ahead and apply this. This will make you a lot more money, close you a lot more deals. And so you stop missing out on those people who just say, I can't afford it. And you're kind of stuck like, well, shoot, that sucks. All right, so apply this ASAP. If you are an online coach, you want to install our lead generation and sales systems into your business to help you close more deals and scale your business at least $10,000 to $30,000 a month to your business. Go ahead and click the link below, and I'll see you there.